Hi, my name is Elizabeth Dean, and for my favorite best management practice, I am doing agricultural buffer strips. So how do agricultural buffer strips work? They are small areas or strips of land in permanent vegetative areas, which basically means they serve as an in-between section of vegetation to a non-point source of runoff, like a field of wheat, and a stream that is often contaminated. They serve as setbacks and natural treatment areas to help protect wells, streams, and wetlands. It is important they are strategically placed so they can lessen the runoff and not serve as another source of it. There are many goals and benefits of agricultural buffer strips. The first goal being to protect wells, streams, and wetlands. A lot of runoff from agricultural land contaminates nearby water, such as nutrients, fertilizer, manure, and even just sediment, all of which can lead to devastating environmental implications, such as eutrophication. These barriers can filter sediment because having an extra layer of plants with stronger root systems will block more sediment from just washing straight in, this therefore also slowing water runoff. These barriers can support local wildlife by providing them shelter and also cleaner drinking water, and especially helping the fish who live in the streams, who may otherwise be killed off by the eutrophication and dead zones. Barriers also improve the soil and enhance infiltration because the water will not just pass by it, it will actually go down to the soil a lot better. Some zones of the buffer can be harvested, for example agroforestry, which can be an economic benefit. Also, it can reduce noise, odor, and be aesthetically pleasing. There are multiple types of buffer strips, two of them being filter strips and a riparian buffer. A filter strip is an area of grass or other permanent vegetation used to reduce contaminants from runoff, such as sediment, organics, nutrients, and pesticides. They intercept the contaminants before they enter a water body and slow the velocity of water. The slower velocity allows suspended soil particles to settle, absorption of pollutants on soil and plant surfaces, and uptake of soluble pollutants by plants. These are best used at the lower edge of crop fields along water and where there is uniform shallow flow. To maintain them, it is important to mow or harvest grasses to encourage dense vegetative growth and control weed species. Riparian buffers are vegetative buffer strips that help shade and partially protect the stream from agricultural land use. The overhang cover helps to moderate water temperatures and create more microclimates and habitats for wildlife. These have three zones. The reverse zone, which is closest to water and is undisturbed woody vegetation. The next zone has similar vegetation but can have tree removal as long as it is replenished. The third zone is a grassy area that can be grazed as long as it filters sediment and uptakes nutrients. There are some problems and barriers to adoption associated with agricultural buffer strips. A lot of them will work better if both grasses and forestry are used, which requires more effort. Additionally, manure should not be applied to these buffers, which farmers are used to utilizing. It is important to maintain them regularly to ensure that they still are effective, and some changes or replanting may be necessary. They also use up land that could be used for crops. Water likes to flow in channels, so level spreaders and bioreactors may be needed if this starts to happen. Initially, they cost a decent amount of money, and if they are poorly designed, they won't be effective. A farmer may not want to implement them because if his neighbors aren't and contaminating the stream farther down, what is the point?